Hey everyone, welcome back and let's get it going. Thank God it's Friday. We're going to break down the Friday, May 23rd MLB card. Another exciting night within the world of sports, handicapping, betting, whatever you want to call it. It definitely did deliver. Kind of blowouts, but hey, we'll take them, especially if you are a Cats fan, as the Florida Panthers delivered definitely on the ice. And let's get into the conversation where we have three best bets that I will be giving out for the MLB card. We'll break down the entire slate. There's a lot of leans along the way. And guys, please keep in mind, when I do tell you my best bets, I will recap them at the end of the video, but make sure you stick around to the end. It does help us out here on YouTube. Also, I get to see the numbers. There's like 50% of the people who watch this video that are not subscribed. It's not like a Netflix subscription or anything like that. It costs $0 to hit that subscribe button. And also, please be sure to turn on that notification bell and destroy that like button. Okay, so let's get into the picks. We're going to talk about kind of what we have going on. And I will use Outlier to break this all down. If you're not familiar, I do have a link down below for a 7-day free trial. I do recommend checking it out. A lot of new cool features, including bankroll management, positive EV. Do not overpay for your bets, okay? Just happened the other night again. I took something at minus 115, and pretty much everywhere else it was offered minus 140. And that's a huge difference if you are laying hundreds of dollars down. It really does add up, and especially if you're on the losing side and you play to win a unit, you definitely don't want to be giving away free money to the books in the form of juice. Okay, so let's get into the picks. Let's get down into that first game. Quick recap from yesterday, though. It was a great day, and unfortunately, the Brooms kind of stayed at home. If we would have had the Cleveland-Detroit game go over the total of 8, we would have went 4-0 on the best bets. That total was set at 8. We had it at minus 105. Cleveland had 7 runs plated against their game against Detroit, and Detroit got blanked. Okay. Hey, it happens. It's baseball, but the handicap was right. Stand by it. And if you would have told me that Detroit would have scored 0 runs in that game, I would have said you were mistaken. I actually probably would have had them favored in that game, to be honest, as Cleveland took them down 7-0. But we did cash within the Padres a little extra innings over the total 4.5. That was a very strong bet, minus 106, and that's exactly why I handicapped the game the way I did. Right? Don't trust the Padres to win the game so much, but if they did kind of score 5 runs, they would have been in a very good position. So it was a little bit better juice than taking the money line, and that's kind of why we like the Padres. Team total, Milwaukee, obviously, we're going to fade Pittsburgh. Milwaukee, short price, minus 112. Didn't agree with that line whatsoever, so we jumped on that. And then Ranger Suarez threw a gem. I believe he went 7 complete, so we had them minus 130. Great way to reduce the juice instead of taking a minus $2 plus favorite within the Phillies as they played at Coors Field against the Rockies, which Rockies are definitely a fade team from here on out, okay, until otherwise noted. But let's get into the picks. We are going to use the the full board here as we shift gears into the MLB. The first game on the card, Baltimore and Boston, okay? Baltimore has been kind of hitting the ball recently, so please keep that in mind when you are handicapping these games. Kind of a couple outliers along the way. We look at kind of what Baltimore did, winning 8-4 against Milwaukee. But before that, guys, they failed to score over 2, 4, 4, and 6 runs respectively against some poor pitching. Okay, and now they got a game where we look into this matchup as the Boston Red Sox here are rolling out. Try to find it here. Okay, yeah, this is Lucas Giolito on the hill for the Bo Sox, okay, and 7+ ERA. I think we get some runs here. Personally, I think that we do have a very strong shot. The Orioles may be staffing this game. They may not have a pitcher listed till last minute. But if you do trust the Baltimore offense a little bit, I would definitely lean towards the over. The odds makers agree. Setting that bar at 9.5, it's a little bit too much for me to get involved, but I do think that there is a very strong case to make for not only Baltimore winning this game, but also looking at the over for the full game, as we do think Lucas Giolito, he's going to be good for 5 or 6. Some of his game splits are absolutely horrendous, but if Baltimore does continue where they left off yesterday, plating 8 against Milwaukee on the road, continuing this road stretch, I think that they will go over the total 9.5. Just a little bit too many runs for me to get involved, but that's where I would definitely lean. Milwaukee and Pittsburgh, we do get Paul Skeens Day once again, and if you are are no stranger to the channel, you do understand that we have been fading Paul Skeens quite frequently, okay? And yes, he has a 2.44 ERA. Yes, he's been getting it done in the strikeout department, but 3-5 record on the year. The Pittsburgh bats are god awful. This is where you could get involved and take advantage of some Pittsburgh bias here as Skeens is pitching. It's not going to be a bet I'm making, but if you wanted some pure value, okay, and this is where I would dive into some reverse run line potentially. If you want to find Milwaukee here, -1.5 at +180, definitely some value, almost 2 units if you did want to lay down on that one in return. But for me, Freddie Peralta has been fascinating. You could even look into the under potentially. It's set at 7. Not going to get involved, but I definitely think this is a game where we might see a 5-1, 6-1 kind of Pittsburgh performance where Milwaukee is victorious. So I would definitely lean Brewers at plus money, short plus money price, +106. But I definitely think the value lies with taking the Brew Crew -1.5 on the road, fading Paul Skeens once again. And boy, I think that they need to just sell the house and kind of gut the shop, as I think the Pirates should deal Skeens to. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but I really, quite frankly, can't imagine him in any other uniform than a Yankees pinstripes, which would pain me. But it is the name of the game, and I think that there are only going to be a few teams in contention to sign that big young righty that looks like he is all but set for poised to be a Hall of Famer one day. Okay. Next game we're going to talk about is the matchup between the Nats and the Giants. Now, San Francisco has a very good run-scoring road record. I do look for some offense from them. Heliot Ramos has been absolutely shredding the cover off the baseball. On the flip side, we talk about James Wood for the Washington Nationals. That's going to be the angle we approach from a prop perspective. I would lend towards this game going over the total of 8. I do like the Giants on the road. Mackenzie Gore, though, from the strikeout department, has been absolutely incredible. Has the potential to strike out the side any given frame. But the Giants, they don't strike out too much, okay? Bottom half of the MLB in strikeouts per 9, and that's kind of where you lend towards the conversation that you could take it. It's a little bit priced up due to past performances, but if anything, maybe a little bit of a plus money fade on Mackenzie Gore going under his strikeouts. But for me, guys, it would be the over, Giants money line. But the prop that we're going to take, and I am going to pull it up on your screen here, is the James Wood hits, runs, and RBIs. He's absolutely destroying the stat lines here as of recent. Last 5 games, 5, 5, 5, 3, and 7, respectively. Little lefty on lefty here, so that's going to be kind of interesting to see work out if you want to kind of break this down. And this is the beauty of kind of what you can see within what we get going on from, lefty on righty, as he will be facing Logan Raup. You can kind of see this on Outlier, how they break this down from both sides of the dish, and depending on which pitcher is throwing. But he's hitting a little bit better overall against righties, 287 on the year. Nothing really that does concern me where it's something where you want to fade or jump on, depending on what arm they're facing. But I think that you look at James Wood, in 5 straight games, he's covered this over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. One of my favorite props on the board, and it's at plus money. So we're going to jump on this plus 110. I actually quite frankly can't believe it's only plus 110. You can find that here pretty much readily available at all of your sports books. BetMGM has the best price. So that will be one of my best bets on today's card, going James Wood over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. And full disclosure, guys, I have backed him a lot in the stat category bets, and I have not had much success. Okay, so right now it's baseball. Anything kind of sets up for this going over. Everything does, but you just never really know. So this is, where you got to trust the numbers and look for some efficiency there and production from James Wood, and that's a bet we're going to be making. Okay, Toronto and Tampa. Now, as Tampa plays at home, this will be at George Steinbrenner Field Jr. And as we look at Toronto coming to town, Toronto has been impressive a little bit as of recently, okay? And we talk about that more so in the form of run production, okay? They had 7 and 14 in the last 2 games against San Diego. But before that, failing to score over 3 runs, 3, 2-2 respectively. So it's kind of a little Jekyll and Hyde offensively for the Blue Jays. And Tampa Bay at home does lend towards having some positive correlation with overs. And that's kind of where I would lean towards, okay? You do get kind of a good pitching matchup within Lauer and Rasmussen, but the ballpark kind of dictates that. It's not enough for me to go over the total of 9, so this would be a pass. But I do favor the Blue Jays on the money line at plus 120. Also, I do like the over just a touch, but not enough for me to get involved, so no play officially, okay? Next game we're going to talk about Cleveland and Detroit, all right? We do get Ciccone going against Job. Arguably kind of the best team in baseball, at least from a record perspective. 33-18 on a season for the Tigers. And a little bit of an outlier performance, okay, as they got blanked at home, like we talked about, 7-0 against the Guards. I'm going to go with the Tigers in a little zigzag, okay? I think minus 115 is a little bit too short of a price. I know it's the Tigers, Guardians, Cleveland, Detroit, little matchup, AL Central. It always does have some weird things happen, I think, historically. I think the Guardians have owned Detroit pretty much for the entirety of my lifetime, even when Detroit was playing at their best. Back in the good old days when they had Verlander and Scherzer, the Guards always had their number. And I shouldn't say the Guards. It kind of pains me to say that, but I digress. That's a topic for another day. But I do like the Detroit Tigers here. That will be an official bet, minus 115 on the money line. It's a principal bet. We get a good number. We get the better pitcher coming off of a poor performance. Everything kind of sets up for the Tigers to bounce back. So give me Detroit, minus 115. Next game, Dodgers and Mets. Clayton Kershaw going against Canning for the Metropolitans. I do lend towards the over in this conversation. Kershaw has been nothing but not his old self since returning from injury. The total set at 8.5, a little bit too low. We do have the potential, if you want to look at it from the weather perspective. This is the only game that really does have the potential for weather impeding the progress in this game playing out. But I will look forward to this one. This will be on one of my sets, as it is the Apple TV Plus game. I really like their broadcast. It's a great view and perspective on the ball game. If you want to be a spectator, but from a betting perspective, this is kind of where I lend towards the Dodgers and the Mets going over the total of 8.5. Dodgers right now 31-19 on the year. Don't really like them too much in terms of having trust yet, but they are streaky. Okay. They're going to be in this lull, and then all of a sudden they're going to win 12, 13, 14 games in a row, or at least become very, very, very close to winning. And maybe 10-2, something like that. They will go on a run, okay? And also, when we do talk about Dodgers, you got to back them in the run line department. Very profitable kind of ROI in that department. But this is with Clayton Kershaw on the mound. Not going to favor them. So if anything, it would be Mets and the Dodgers going over, and probably a little bit of a lean on the side towards the Mets at home, but nothing enough to get involved, okay? Next game we're going to get into. This is where we look into the San Diego Atlanta game, and that's going to be kind of what we want to talk about in the form of an under. Chris Sale going against Nick Pivetta. Pavetta's been impressive, 5-2 on the year. Atlanta, they have been kind of streaking in terms of run production as of recent, but it's something where I don't trust them. I trust San Diego a little bit more, but I know you guys kind of hate betting the Padres, but they've dropped 5 straight. Kind of unfortunate, series against Toronto, getting swept 3-0, 14-0, and 7-6. So 2 shutouts at Toronto, playing up north. And now Atlanta, they have been scoring the baseball pretty well. And that's kind of where you look into 8-7 loss, 5-3 loss to Washington. San Diego here, though, plus 150 on the money line. It's a very, very attractive number, okay? So if you're just betting numbers, I think San Diego plus 150 definitely does give me a reason to get involved. Outside of that, guys, I would lend towards the under 7.5, maybe a little first 5 under, but I'm not going to get involved, so that will be a pass for me as well, okay? Texas and Chicago, this is a storyline. Chicago's kind of been, I don't want to say coming on as of late, but if you look in kind of what they've been doing, they have not been getting blown out, kind of similar to what we've seen the Rockies. So there is a little bit of a run line potential with them. Within this game, though, and the arm going for the Rangers, Maile has been absolutely impressive. 5-1 on the season, sub 1.5 ERA, getting it done and really not allowing any hitting batting average. He's been absolutely impressive. He's going to give you 5-6 plus strong. Pretty much can lock him in for a quality start. And this is where I like the Rangers quite a bit, but not going to lay the minus minus 185 price. And I don't quite frankly like the minus 1.5, trusting the Rangers bats on the road. So this will be a no play for me, albeit if I was going to get involved, I potentially would look into the Chicago White Sox team total going under, okay? Next one, Royals and the Twins. Now, as we talk about this handicap, this one's a very interesting game as well. We do get Pablo Lopez for Minnesota, who has been impressive. Cameron there on the other leg for the Royals has been impressive as well. So if you do think we get some offense, this is a game where I probably would lend towards taking Minnesota. Better bats right now, but I think this game plays out to be an under, as both of these teams are pretty evenly matched in division, and great pitching duel that we have going on. So the 8 might be a little bit too much. I think it should be at 7.5, but at an 8, I could see an avenue where we go under. That would be my best bet for this game. However, no official play, okay? Next one, we are going to get into the Mariners and the Astros, okay? Emerson Hancock going against Gusto for the Stros. The Mariners on the road. This is a game where I just think that we get some runs, okay? So if you wanted to bet this one, I probably would lean towards the Astros, minus 125, and going over the total of 8.5. However, if we look at it, both of these teams failing to eclipse this total, 30% out of their last 10 games, both teams respectively going over an 8.5. So it's not really glaring in terms of an advantage. Be a no play for me, but I would lean Astros minus 125. Diamondbacks and Cardinals, okay? This is another game that's kind of interesting. Miles Mikolas, it's kind of had a decent year compared to years prior. And on the other hand, Zach Gallen, not so much. 5+ ERA, 3-5 on the year. But the Diamondbacks are playing really good baseball, okay? I kind of lean towards the over 8.5 is kind of what jumps out at the page at me. Also, the Diamondbacks on the run line, minus 130. I'm sorry, on the money line, minus 130 is kind of where I would be at as well. The Cardinals, 27-23 on the year. I do think they are poised to see some regression, just kind of with the start that they've been having. Not going to get involved, but I would lean Diamondbacks and the over, okay? Yankees, Colorado. I tried to find numerous different ways to bet this game. They're playing in Coors Field. Judge is due for a home run. He has hit, I think, 2 in his last 10 games, something like that. But as we look at Aaron Judge here, plus 170, that's just too short of a number for an anytime home run, albeit the ballpark is very juicy and attractive, especially when Colorado, they're going to be rolling out some junk pitching today. Clark Schmidt for the Pinstripes, 4.41 ERA, 1-1 on the year. I think the Yankees win this game, but unless you bet at minus 2.5 at a poor price, it's something where I don't trust him enough to get the win, like we did with the Phillies yesterday. I don't like the Yankees on the money line at minus 280, and it's just kind of out of control. If anything, you're better off just kind of playing a system play, taking the Rockies to just kind of hit one of these money line winners, but nothing about this game makes me want to get involved, albeit I do think that the Yankees win this game, something kind of ridiculous, maybe even like 10-2, but the Yankees, if you look at their series against Texas, right, they've only scored 1, 4, and 5 runs respectively. So if Colorado plates 2 or 3, you're going to get a backdoor here. So I just think that's a no value play on either side. The Judge hits, runs, RBIs has kind of gotten out of control as well. Going over 1.5, I think you're almost close to $2, even $2 or beyond. So that's something where it's just, there's really no edge in this game unless you think the Yankees are going to blow them out, then potentially taking like a minus 3 alternate run line here for the Yankees. Okay. Next game, we will have an official play in. This is the Marlins and the Angels, okay? The matchup between Sandy Alcantara and Kikuchi. Kikuchi 0-4 on the year. Kind of think the Marlins are live here, plus 130. The Angels hit the baseball. I think we get a total here that goes over substantially. I think we get double digits. So I will be taking the over 8. And you can find that on DraftKings at a minus 115 price. It gives us a little opportunity for a push if we do settle on 8, but I think that's where we get at worst a 5-3 game. So give me Marlins, Angels. Let's go over 8 in that total as one of my best bets. That will be my last official best bet before we get into the breakdown here where we have 2 more games to talk about, okay? The Phillies and the Athletics, that will be the last one. I think there is that doubleheader within the Orioles and Red Sox, like I talked about. The same handicap kind of applies to both of those games, right? The Giolito game, I like a little bit more so just because it has potential, I think, to go over substantially. That will be the second game, mind you. We did talk about that one first, but the first game on the card at 135, that will be Orioles Red Sox. Cade Povich going against Brian Bayo. No play for me, and I think that we do get a split. I think the Baltimore Orioles get one, Red Sox get one, and I probably think that the Red Sox win the first game and then the Orioles win the second game. That's just kind of where my head's at, okay, in terms of leans, but no play for me officially within that doubleheader. All right, the last game, Phillies and A's. Zach Wheeler on the road taking on the Athletics. I think this is a game that sets up pretty well for the Phillies. They've been playing some great baseball, and Wheeler's come on strong, 5-1 on the year. It's pretty much just Phillies or nothing, but minus 180. It's just too steep of a price for me to get involved, so this will be a pass as well. But I do think the Phillies there do get it done, and run line is definitely live, minus 1.5. Okay, so that'll wrap it up. Those are my best bets. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, join us here on the channel. Just a quick recap: the three best bets of the day: Detroit on the money line, minus 115. James Wood plus 110 over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, and we're gonna go over the total Miami and LA, sitting at 8, alternate at minus 115 on DraftKings. Okay, so good luck on your tickets. Enjoy the evening. We got some ice, we got some hoops, and it'll be a fun little weekend we'll put together. We'll be back, maybe go live every once in a while, a couple times this weekend. But outside of that, guys, stay safe, enjoy it, and let's cash some tickets. Peace.